Hello and welcome. It's Ruth here at artfulstampin.co.uk. Welcome to another Masculine Monday. I was trying to sort out my desk a little bit today and I realised I had a whole box of scraps that had been sitting here, and thought it'd be good to maybe try and do some masculine cards with the scraps. So this is what I'm going to do. So I got quite a few here. Yeah, so sorry, I'm just getting a message from somebody I need to reply to. Anyway, how are you guys? Hope you're well. This evening has gone by a bit productively because my sons decided they wanted to cut their hair. So we've been in the kitchen shaving and, well, cutting and shaving hair. So my two eldest sons now have very different haircuts, which is very good fun. But, right, so hello. Just going to get my device up so I can see you guys chatting away, I hope. Hi Sheila, hi Melanie, Janice, hi Christine, hi Deborah, yay, welcome. Do share it out. I think Dina Rico's live at the moment, so there's probably a few people watching her, but hopefully they'll join us in a bit. Okay, so masculine cards with scraps. Let's have a chat through how we do this. So it's usually a case of elimination. I would kind of get rid of anything sort of pinky and florally, generally, and try and work on scraps that are more neutral, and kind of go from there, really. So, for example, on my desk I have, I've got this bag of tags. I'm not sure what we'll do with this. This is from way back when we used to have this punch, and I think I punched up probably every colour that we did then. Okay, this I think is probably a little bit too floral, so I'm going to set that aside. That's probably a bit too floral as well. That is nice and neutral, so I'd keep hold of that. So for those of you who are watching on the replay and you're thinking, oh, I don't want to sit watching Ruth go through her scraps, that's absolutely fine. Just fast forward it a little bit. But for those of you who actually like listening to my thought process and how I figure out what I'm going to use, then do stick with me, because you might learn some tips from this. So nice and neutral. That piece is quite neutral, so I'm going to hold on to those. Plain, that's great. So just leave all the plain bits to the side. That I think probably a little bit feminine. Now that I know is tiny, and it's got a little bit of femininity with the flowers, but actually I quite like that, and I think that won't take over a card, so we'll keep hold of that. Same with that one perhaps as well, just a little strip. Get rid of that one. That's nice and neutral. Keep hold of that. Plain, pop the plains over to the side. Neutral. Now that's left over from a card that I did, and I thought it would be nice to do something a bit different with that. So we'll keep hold of this. These are some scraps of pieces that I cut a while back, and I can see there are some masculine bits in there, so we'll hold on to that. No, I think we'll say goodbye to that for a minute. That's a bit too feminine. These are a bit feminine, so we'll stick those to one side. Oh, bit of soft sweat. Oh, that's a card base, so we'll keep hold of that. Oh, some bits. No, we'll put that aside, that side. Too feminine. Okay, I'm just going to be a bit quicker now, just getting rid of pieces. Oh, I spot a bit of brown there. I'll keep that. That might be okay. Oh, a little bit of masculine paper there. Now these are from a previous card making session, so those have got some nice texture bits. Those have been wandering around for a while on my desk, so they're going to make another appearance. Now that's quite sort of abstract looking, lots of like colour and stuff on there, so that's great. We'll keep that nice and bright. You know, masculine doesn't have to mean dreary all the time. We can go for something bright. These pineapples are fun, so maybe we'll keep that in. I know that's quite feminine, but we'll go with the pineapples. You've got Dina on the other ha! I love it, Nydia. I love it. The two Gibson girls together again. You guys always end up saying hello at the same time. It's so funny. Yes, you must plan it. Do you guys go, let's go on to Ruth's thing at the same time. Oh, that's a nice bit of masculine there. We'll keep that. Oh, and the backside is grey. Oh, I like that. Okay, right. We're slowly getting rid of a few bits. So I'm just going to have a quick look through here and see if there's anything else that we quite like the look of. There's some nice strips there. Nice bit of turquoise. That's quite good. Oh, you can carry on. Hi, Christine. Oh, thank you. Yeah, they're nuts, my kids. Yeah, some of you, if you're friends with me on Facebook, would have watched my sons cutting their hair. They are very jolly, generally. Oh, some glue. I'm liking these little stripy bits that I keep finding. Right, do you think we've got enough to be going on with? See some of these blue and yellow bits out. Oh, come on. Nice bit of stripe there. Oh, there's another stripe there. Right, let's get playing. Stop now. Get these off my desk. Now, do I plug my hot glue gun in? Sometimes it's handy for me to have that at the ready, isn't it? What do you guys think? Shall I have my hot glue? Let's see if I've got glue. Hi, Selena. Okay, I'm just making sure my glue is ready. Oh, no, it wasn't ready. Look at that. Okay. Right, there we go. We can start now. Sorry about that, guys. So we've got a nice array of things in front of us. I've got a couple of square card bases here, which I thought might be fun to work with because we don't always work in square. And have I got some? Also got just some blank card bases that are kind of a typical card shape, size. Get something a little bit more rustic, so I've got a couple of rustic looking ones here as well. Right, so if you've not joined me for making scrap cards before, welcome. Hopefully you'll enjoy the ride. Who has seen one of my scrap videos before? I quite like the idea of playing with this grey. So let's group some things together. So we've got black and grey there. And I quite like the idea of putting something like quite zingy with the black and the grey there, like that. Oh, and that bit there, that's be fun. So it's nice to surprise people with your colour scheme sometimes. So, you know, have a bit of neutral and then go pow with the bit of colour. Then we've got, that's quite nice, neutral on neutral. Nice bit of, no, wrong kind of green there. Yeah, okay, let's group that together. Now, I find it's tricky in terms of getting embellishments for men's cards, unless you have a whole stash of them. So I don't have sort of, I don't know, what's the floral equivalent for men's cards? Quite like the idea of mixing these stripes and bits and pieces together there. Maybe that. Okay, so we'll set that aside for a moment. Oh, maybe even a little bit of gold. Alright, let's start putting something together. Oh, and I want something bright as well, so let's just put these together while I'm thinking about it. We'll do something bright with these in a minute. Okay, so there's a little pile of nice bits of bright stuff there. Okay, so don't feel you have to have an idea fully fledged yet. It's just about putting things together that might work to start off with. Okay, you don't have to have it all planned out. There's no, you know, no rush. Okay, so let's start with this. Let me say a quick hello, more people. Hello, new people. Thanks, Monica. So hands up who's here for the first time on a live. I know there's quite a few of you who do catch me on the replay, and but sometimes do struggle to find me on the lives. So hello, Sheila, Melanie, Janice, Christine, Deborah, Kay, Gina, Steph, Nydia, Masjenka, Christine and Christine together. Kathleen, Selena. Hi, Sheila. Hi, Jackie Avance. Hi, welcome. You're so new. New. Oh no, I'm sure Jackie's been here before. Yes, I'm feeling much better now, and I can just about start to taste coffee again. That's my test every day. Can I smell coffee? Right, because we've got this nice great big piece of paper here, I think we'll use that. Now I've just realised that this is, I've scored this and it's slightly wonky. Let's try and straighten that up a little bit, otherwise it's going to bug me. Come on, get it over a bit more. There we go. Right. So do we want to go rustic with this, or should we keep it all nice and chic? Should we trim this? It's your first time here, but you'll have to watch it on the replay. Oh, okay, Fiona. Thanks for popping in, though. Okay, I'm just eyeballing this in terms of how much to cut off. I'm not going to... There we go. And we can save that bit for later. So let's trim some of these down. Who said rustic? Oh, you guys want rustic. Oh, I think I'll have to do my other one rustic. Because I've started on this one. I love the idea of these pops of colour on here. Oh, and then there's these lovely bits of... Now this is vellum that I've put through the subtle embossing folder. I got the idea when I saw someone had made some flowers from doing this, and they were so elegant and pretty that I had a go doing it myself, and it makes the vellum look so lovely and textured. So let's have a few of those. Don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. Okay. So this would look great with not like a great big like sentiment, nice big focal sentiment, I think. Although I don't have one right now. Difficult, isn't it? Let's have a think. What have I got that's... I have got the word dies coming to me, which I'm super excited about. Oh, what's the nice masculine thing? Greeting. I mean, let's have a look. Celebrating you is the best. I mean, even that one, that's nice and big, isn't it? That's quite fun. Let's go with that one. Because even though it's a little bit scripty, it's not too bad. And I think with all this kind of masculine stuff going on, it will be fine. It's nice to have the juxtaposition of the different styles. I'm just going to do that a couple of times. There we go. 2-inch punch that up. Yay. And I'm going to have my 2¼ inch punch just at the side. See if I can find a little scrap. Nope, it's too... Ooh. Oh, and I've just spotted, look at these stripy bits, that might be good. Oops. Right. Where are my dimensionals? Let me just catch up on your... So you guys are having leak issues. Dear me. As the leak, if they've stopped the leak there, hopefully things will start to dry out. And but water and electrics is not fun, is it? Not fun at all. Glue's a little bit clogged. I thought I just unclogged it. Or was that a different one? That's better. Feels like toothpaste. Now with scrap cards, the trick is to try not to overthink it too much, because otherwise you'll end up spending hours on a card when, oops, when you didn't really need to. So get some stuff down, and then, now a good tip or good rule to go by is once you've got your main background piece down, to try and keep the design within about an inch of the sides. Don't try and keep the focal point within that region, if that makes sense. Okay, this just needs a little bit of love to stick this down because it's so textured, it's not wanting to stick down so easily. So just going to give it a bit of extra pressure just to get it to stick. You know, normally with Tombow you give it a good 5-second rub, but this is needing a little bit extra because it's got textures. Yeah, I'm very fortunate to have some fab scraps, I must admit. But this, I think the same rules apply. You know, just try and get your scraps together and group them. Now, who was it that shared on my Artful Stampin Space? So if you're not a member of Artful Stampin Space, it's where a lot of guys who follow my channel go and share what they've been up to. And was it Sheila was showing she was sorting out her scraps? She put them in sort of colour order and stuff. It does help sometimes if you do have the scraps. I know Vanessa has. Vanessa, she's got suitcases of scraps. Is Vanessa on here yet? Okay, I'm going to do the old trick of just putting glue down the middle and then adding other pieces afterwards. Hi Martina. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue on here, a little bit of glue there. I'm just going to slip that under like that. Try and straighten it up. There we go. Right, so let's bring our sentiment back on. Now that's getting, that black bit's getting lost there a bit, so I don't know, I think maybe there's fine, isn't it? Oh, and then we can't forget our nice bright colourful piece. And then also we've got a few of these lovely lime green bits to go on. Or, forget the lime green, what about just a bit of that? I've got a bit of that left over. I tuck that in there and then I can trim that down afterwards. Oh, now hold on, I need to trim that little bit at the bottom. I don't want that, do I? I'll tell you what, one benefit of being at home for the last couple of weeks is I'm slowly finding all my scissors, all my Stampin' Up scissors. The other day I think I had 4 pairs on my desk. I was like, I can't believe it, I keep finding them. Like, my daughter's had probably a pair stashed in her bedroom. And then yeah, I've got 1, 2. Yeah, and then I think I took a pair away just to use for some knitting that I was doing. So I'm down to 3 again, but I was quite impressed. Okay, so this is a little trick. Just turn the card over and then give it a trim from the back. Right, you don't have to be faffing around with measuring and blah de blah. Just stick then cut. I quite like that. Nice and graphic. Not too much fuss. Oh, that little slither can fit there as well. It looks a bit like a road map. It does. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm very much sticking to horizontals and verticals. That is it, apart from obviously the circle bit there. But that is a great way of playing with things that are busy. Just keep things simple, lines, horizontal, vertical. Don't stop playing with, you know, what's that called? So tell me the word. Yep, that's the way to do it, Steph. I've been doing that. Put the bones back in to get the flavour out the bones. Right, mustn't forget this tiny little strip. You know, because I don't know if you were with me when we made this piece here. It was when we spritzed. Oh no, did we spritz? Yes, we did. We used the silicone mat, and I put ink on the mat, and I dipped the cardstock in the. So if you want to see the video of that, that's going back a few weeks now. Remind me to put a link for it if you're interested. Okay, I think we're done. I'm really pleased how that's turned out. I wouldn't normally do something like that. I like that. Right, so moving on. Now I've got this green, and now I quite like the idea of having 4 panels here, and having them sort of connected, but yet each one being its own little piece. So let me just remind myself of the panel size. So this is 5 centimetres by 14.5. So roughly it's 2 inches by 5 3/4 inches, roughly. So, so if I cut these into 4 centimetre strips, we'll start doing that. Let's see what happens. Well, actually, should I just do, because I've got inch marks here, should I just do 1 3/4? That would be easier, wouldn't it? That would be easier. So that will fit on there. There we go. That's going to be too thin, but we can use that as a decoration. Use a piece of this. That can be one panel. Now I pulled that out, but that's a whole card base, so I don't want that. Let's see if I've got any other scraps in here that I could use. Oh, I've got a plain bit of green. Oh, there's a bit of that. Oh, now wasn't there... Let's have a look. That there. Try and find a straight bit. So kind of going brown, green with the base colour. And I'm going to cheat and go slightly rustic on this and tear the edges, because then I don't have to measure. So. Right, so Does that need cutting? Tearing? Yeah, just a little wee bit there. Just tear that bit off. Now I'm not going to get rid of this piece because then we can use that on one of the other panels to tie in the whole thing. So we're just going to, little tear there, little tear there. Oh, I might do a little bit more of a tear, I think. That one there. Then, which way around do I want this? Oh, I might have got some apples that need using up, actually. That's a good idea. That sounds good for a dish. Stuff. Right, so now these little bits here, and we've got these, still got these bits at the side here as well. We can use these perhaps to decorate our panels. So we have one there, maybe one there. Oh, I wonder if I could cut out a piece. I do love a good torn edge, yes. A good torn edge is nice and quick. Use this little bit of a graphic. Makes it look like I've actually planned it a bit more there. There we go. Put that there. A little wee bit there. Then we've got these little pieces that we could use. What's that? What else can I find? Oh, no, I did have some little bees. Oh, I've got some of that paper left over. Oh, look at that. See, technically this is scrap, so I can use this, can't I? Look, I can cut out a bee. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Oh, what a glorious thing to be, every grown-up busy, busy bee. Yes, and don't ask me why I haven't got my dies. My husband spilt gloss paint on the hall carpet today. Oh my goodness, Janice. New carpet. Can you sue him? Can you sue the decorator? Oh dear. Could you cover it with a rug? Is your bedroom nearly finished, Janice? Janice is decorating. Yep, I shall. Right, I'm just gonna, I know this is a bit tedious, but I think it will look cool to have a really cool golden bee just to the side of this card. And yes, I am cutting his antenna out. There we go. Now, will he fit? Oh, no, he won't. So he'll have to go a bit ski-whiff like that. There we go. Where's the other little one? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. Oh, Martina sounds like a... I started tearing up paper as well, using it a lot lately. I'm doing a project, all my daughter's poems, scrapbook into an old book. That sounds lovely. Are you feeling better, Martina? Oh, Janice. Sorry to hear that. Oh, well, wow, okay. You'll keep him busy. What sort of cards are they? Right, I'm going to use some of these. Oh, I've got a little bit more of this. Oh, should I just use up these scraps? I've got these stripy bits here. Look, I could stick those together, look, like that. Cut a bit of that. Yes, you could crochet a rug. Indeedy. I made a rug out of my husband's nightshirts when we were newly married, and then winter came and he was like, "Where's my shirts?" I was like, "It's in the rug." I do like making cards like this, you know, where you have little bits. Yeah, have a GoFundMe rug. Wow, those are big, Kay. Those are big cards. Wowzers. But I suppose if they're, you know, for a nice birthday, it's... Oh, that just reminds me, it was my neighbour's birthday today. I meant to put a card around their door. Yeah, just rip up the carpet and paint it, Janice. Just took the rest of the paint on the floor. I do love that look of painted floors. I don't know if I could live with it. It's probably a bit too cold to live with that here, but... You didn't screech. Yeah, no, I have got some... I've got, you know, those nice long cards I made the other day. I've got one with a happy birthday on it, and it was a... Bless her, I've really felt for her because it was a special birthday, and even though her grandchildren live in the area, they obviously didn't meet up. They just had to meet up electronically. So, hello, Vanessa. How are you? Nice to see you. It's been a while. Oh, take care, Selena. Lovely to see you. Thanks for popping in. Oh no, what did I do over here? What was I doing? Or was it the big bit? I think it was that bit, wasn't it? Okay, getting there, getting there. Oh, sorry to hear that, Vanessa. Oh, that's a lovely idea. Okay. Okay, getting there. Are you working, Vanessa, through this all, or are you able to stay at home? Oh, okay. That's good. Actually, I'm going to change it up. I'm going to have this one a bit lower because we've got it, have it at different angles. That's quite nice. Oh, nice stuff. They are fab. They're great if you make little boo-boos on your work. Oh, thanks, Gina. Right. Just going to give it a good press down. There's another little scrappy bit. As we'll stick that on. Save it going in the bin. But I like doing this sort of thing because everything's coordinated, and all I've done is taken little scraps from here and there, and it's worked out really well. Oh, there's another little scrap. If you want to put words on this, you can. You know me, I don't always have words ready to use. But, okay. Oh, thanks, Connie. Oh, just spotted another little bit. Alright, I'm going to stop there. Just seeing if there are any little bits in here. Oh, look, so if you did want a sentiment, Anyway, I'll stop there now. It's quite cute. Oh, my son came up with an idea for a video. He said, what about you create a card that takes like an hour or so, like a long time, like between half an hour and an hour to do. Then do another one that takes 10 minutes and one that takes like 10 seconds. I was like, I don't think I could do it in 10 seconds. But he said, well, why don't you do one that's like 1 minute, 10 minutes, and then half an hour? And then see, you know, see which one people like, see what happens. I thought that's a good idea. Right, now I've got these little bits and pieces here, and I'm wondering, what about doing that lovely type of card that Kylie Bertucci's husband's been doing? I'm going to trim that down, I think. This measures... Look on. Oh, I find that the mono erasers, if the ink hasn't soaked in too much, you can just about get rid of like a little spot of ink. So in UK sizing, this is 5 centimetres, but inches, it's 2 inches wide, and then 5 3/4 inches tall, or 14.5 centimetres. So you just cut and score it like that. There we go. Hi, Joanne. Oh, never mind, Wendy. Try again another time. That's the great thing about paper, isn't it? It'll be there when you're ready. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this down to 10 centimetres, so approximately 4 inches. And then 14.35 there. Hi, Robert and Ink Gail Smith. Welcome. So let's just keep this simple. Let's just stick. So I've got some blue pieces there. Oh, might even, should we do some strips of that as well? That's nice and fun. And I'm not angling them, I'm just going to keep them straight because these were already cut straight, but the one that Bruno Bertucci did, he cut things at a bit of an angle, didn't he? Right. Oops. Right, glue. So I'm just trying to get rid of the glue off my fingers. Ugh. Right. Okay, so again, you don't have to worry about cutting this to size just yet. Just get it stuck on. And leave a gap between the spaces. If you want to check where you're heading with things, then use your grid paper as well. If you want to check that you're doing it perfectly. Dooley bunting. Doily. Is that a UK thing? What do you mean? Doily. Yeah, what do you guys call doilies? I thought they were called doilies internationally. Oh, you mean the dooley? The dooley is UK, yes. In fact, actually, it's local to Wiltshire, where Esther lives. In fact, just Esther's house has doolies instead of doilies. I say a dooley, you say a doily. Dee 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 dee. Dooley, doily. Dee 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 dee. That's what we call them in Wiltshire. Yeah, Esther's been known to make up words. Or use words inappropriately sometimes. Okay, so I want to use the rest of this. This is why I'm being a bit more frugal with this bit. You're not familiar with doolies or doilies? Ah. So I have to explain to Martina what a doily is. Right, so I want to be able to fit that and that on. So I am going to measure and put a little mark there with my nail. Yeah, doilies are usually made from lace, Martina. They're like circular, but you can get paper ones as well that you put, you know, when you make a nice cake, you put paper lace circle down. What do you call them in Germany? Oh yes, I have my tatted one right here. This is one that Kay made me. This is a doily. Right, I'm going to stick this one down first. You still with me? This is not the most interesting of videos. Right, so this is a great way to use up scraps, if you hadn't already guessed. But also a great way to show off your pretty scraps. You know, like these are the end bits of when I've cut up a one-sheet wonder. So it's a really nice way to show off your hard work. Have I got the paper doily bunting? No. Scottish, like a dooley. Like you've been learning some Scottish off Janice. Right, let's see if this will cut in one go. Ooh. Yeah! Well, that was easier than using the scissors. You've got to do it with a sound effect as well, everybody. All right, you ready? Oh, oh, I like that. I like that. And that's the way it is. There we go. Oh, we could have it that way. Have it either way, really. Yeah, so you want a Dooley stamp set. Oh, thanks, Christine. You're still with me. And this scrap bit here could so easily have been thrown away, these bits, you know, because I think I did it and then I got water on it. Like I literally spilt water on it. But I didn't throw it away. That might be quite nice with a sentiment inside it. Not quite, but you know what I mean. Yeah, if you want to do a sentiment. Oh, where's my little framey bits? Oh, look. You could do something like that. Put a sentiment in the middle. There we go. Right. One more, or are we ready for bed? Oh, I need to plug my charger in. Just check. Hi, Susan. Oh, for goodness sake, come on, charger. My charger wasn't in, it's running out of charge. Oh, come on. Come on, stay up. I know, I have to think twice, Joanne, as well, when I see Nola. I want to call her Nola as well. One more, please. Okay, let me just check my charge on my thing up here. Oh, I'm fine. Okay, cool. Right. Well, I've still got that bright one that I wanted to tackle. So we've got this little pile of loveliness here. Might even use some black bordering. Ooh, still got some of that. No, that looks a bit like... It's funny, isn't it? I like that on the other card, but on this, I'm not sure. Let's go with this. Okay, so we've got this pineapple paper. We've got some bits of this to use up. I'm wondering, what if I pretty much do a very similar one to this, but in the brights, and see how different it ends up looking. Shall we do that? Because my brain is probably not in optimum, you know, functioning capacity right now. So the less I have to think about it, the better. Keep going, please. Keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. So I'm just checking that cut straight. I think the only thing about this trimmer, for those of you who have got it, is that you have to keep hold very firmly of that point there, because if you don't, it slightly wiggles. So. Oh, I need to cut a slither off the bottom. Just a slither. Okay, right, we'll just set that aside for a second and get on with sticking some of these pieces down. So let's have a think. What do we want? That across there. Now I remembered why this is in the scrap pile. Can you see I did it at a slight angle? Now, do we want the angle? Do we want it like that, or shall I cut it so that it follows the marks. I'll let you reply to me while I have a look at what else I've got. This is quite a nice piece, isn't it? Oh, that can just go straight on, can't it? So, hi Kiora. Oh, we've already had the kitchen talk about scraps. Yes, we've had a nice idea of a recipe with pork and apple and potatoes. I've got lots of pig trotters, would you believe, in my freezer, because I have a friend who they have a small holding, and a few years ago we'd buy a pig off them, and his wife doesn't like the pig's trotters, so last time I was at their house he gave me a bag full of trotters. So I've done 2 dishes recently so far in the lockdown. I did a Chinese style dish, braised pork dish, but the only thing is about pig's trotters, they're very kind of gelatinous and fatty, and my kids don't like it, and sort of they sort of sit there picking through it trying to find bits of meat, and it's, you know, it's really hard to find the meat, isn't it, in a trotter. So and honestly, it was cooking for ages. It had star anise, it had cinnamon, it had, I mean, all gorgeous Chinese flavours and stuff, but I don't think my kids appreciated it. Anyway, so then I cooked the other day. Well, have you ever had stuff in the freezer and then you take it out and you have to kind of wait for it to defrost to kind of figure out what it is? It was one of those kind of situations. And so we realised that a couple of pieces of meat I'd got out were lamb ribs. So there was lamb, and then there was the pork trotters. And so I then braised the pork trotters just in some hot water and some salt and possibly a couple of slices of ginger or something. Oh, and a bit of vinegar. So from some videos I've been watching on YouTube, a lot of people, when they're cooking the trotters, to get rid of that kind of, they call it like that piggy porky smell, they'll put like dry sherry or Chinese rice wine to get rid of that. So I did that, not really thinking what I was going to make with it. Anyway, then I eventually, I went shopping for the first time on Saturday after a week and a bit. And in the vegetable aisle, they had some spinach, like a huge bag of spinach that was half price. So I bought that and decided to make an African dish from my childhood that my mum learnt to cook when she was in Nigeria, and then over the years I've kind of learnt how to cook it. And you cook it with, I don't know why I'm playing with this, I don't know if I like that or not. You cook it with pumpkin seeds that you blitz, like you grind up, and then you mix it with a little bit of water to make a paste, and then you drop in, it's almost like you make balls of the pumpkin seeds and drop it into the stew that you're making. I think I quite like that, and then maybe would put like I said, I've got the word dies coming to me, and I'm really excited about that because I could cut out a word, couldn't I, and have that sitting on there. So I think I'll do that. Yeah, so the spinach, the pumpkin seeds, the braised big bit of pork trotter and everything went into that. So that's what I made with those the other day. But I've still got loads of pork trotters in my freezer, so if anyone's got any ideas. I've only had pickled pig's feet. Pickled? Ooh. Pickled. How? I'll have to look that up. See, I was also trying to look up recipes where you can, like, I don't know, braise it. And then I was thinking, could you then roast it to make it go crispy? Because I think if my kids had if the fat was crispy, they'd probably eat it. So I'm wondering whether or not to, and then I saw a recipe for making pork crackling. and I thought, I wonder if I could braise the pig's trotters and then cut it up, and then apparently you cut off the fat, then you let it dry for a few days, and then you fry it to make the crispy pork crackling. So that is another option, because I don't really want to waste the nice pig fat. Could you convert a beef shin? I don't know, Wendy. Oh, I don't know. Hi, Denise. I don't have a grill. Well, sorry, no, I'll rephrase that. I do have a grill in my oven, but because I hardly ever use it, the bars of where the electric, the grill is, if I was to switch those on, it would, like, stink. Because all the oils from other dishes are, like, on those bars now, and because I've not used them, it'd have to burn off. So, yeah, I don't tend to... Oh, I've got a George Foreman, though. My husband loves his George Foreman. Ooh, with meatballs. What, as in pork balls, or I tend to associate beef with. Right, again, if you want to use your grid paper just to help with alignment, it's useful. I like a pumpkin dumpling. Ooh, don't think I've ever heard of a pumpkin dumpling. I wonder if I have something stamped. Oops. Oh, look at that. I was thinking, have I got something stamped? Because I'm lacking something stamped, aren't I, on here? Oh, where's that piece that I said earlier? Ooh. Oh, no, wrong colour. I think that one's better. Yeah, it does. It does make things easier. Oh, I've got a bit of this left over. No, that's a bit too girly, isn't it? Although there's a bit of purpley, that could go with that. Look, that takes me back. Who remembers that stamp set? Blooms and Wishes. I can't get rid of it. I love it. That's not too girly, is it? Found a bit of... Ooh. When you were talking about grinding your pumpkin seeds and dropping them into the soup. Oh. Aspic pig trotters. Oh, just found a little orange flower. This might turn into a feminine card instead, people. Ooh! Oh, got the horse's head cut off. Do you think that'll be an issue? What if I cut that? Yeah, okay. See? Stick with the plan, Ruth. Keep it masculine. Oh, sometimes when your brain just does a complete, like, what? In my head just now, I thought, okay, so follow the logic. I was thinking about the horse, and I was thinking about a friend of ours who likes horses, and this friend always comes around for Chinese New Year. And then in my head, I thought, oh, Chinese New Year, when's that coming up? Duh. It was like 2 months ago. Or, you know what? When you sort of think about, you're thinking about dates and you're like, you seriously can't remember what month it is. Like, do you ever get that? Is that just me? I'm just putting a bit of dark down here because it had dark going all the way around it and it looked a bit odd after I cut that piece off. So that just looks like a fabulous sky, doesn't it? So now, because I want that horse to show, I'm going to bring that there and then put that there like that. And then we'll wait for my dies to arrive and then I can put something there, can't I? Oh, I could keep that bit with it and then maybe I could cut out a word and stick it on there. Now I do have this little slither of white here. Ooh, what about putting that under there? No, I don't like it. It's too white. Lucky if I know what my name is sometimes. Christmas next. Oh, stop it. No, I've got my son's just had his birthday, then it's my birthday, and then April. Oh, Easter. No, we've got Easter next weekend. I found an old bunting that I did. Oh my word, it's so old that I had to like fix it. Some paper bunting from when I had the craft robo. Who remembers the craft robo? And I was just thinking it'd be nice to make some new Easter bunting. So I might do that. Might do that tomorrow. This is old paper, isn't it? This is going back a bit. Wow, 61 people watching. Guys, thank you. Right, I'm going to keep that with it. Let's do a bit of snipperoonie. Now, I'm not going to cut it right to the edge. I'm going to give it, it's about, ooh, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch left there. Because it's there and I can. Because once that sticks on there, it's quite nice to have that little bit of overhang. Just a little bit of extra interest going past that there. I like that. Haha, yeah. How did the bunting, how did the young... Oh, she loved it, Deborah, apparently. Yes. Yeah, and the poor girl, on her birthday, she started to feel poorly, and I was thinking, oh no, I hope, you know, it's not you know what. Anyway, apparently throughout the day she deteriorated, and in the evening her mum put a message on Facebook that she'd had to take her to the hospital. Turned out to have a, I don't know if you call it, I don't know if it's quite strep throat, but she had a bacterial infection in her throat. And she was put on antibiotics straight away. So I have to, that reminds me actually, I do need to message her mum and see how she's doing. So yes, that was a bit of an eventful 18th, wasn't it? Poor girl. Anyway, they're going to enjoy it and enjoy the bunting. So, poor girl. Yeah. Anyway, she should be fine now. I wonder whether just to use that little piece up. I think I will. Anyway, I was just glad it wasn't something else. That it was easily dealt with. So. Oh, thanks, John. That's very sweet of you. Message me privately if you want it. Okay, right. Let's recap. So, number 1. Number 2. Oh no, Wendy. Oh, so sorry. Oh. Well, don't feel like you have to actually send. If you want to just take photos and send me a photo, that's fine too, guys. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. But don't feel you actually have to send it in the post to me. Or shall I just say, don't send them to me in the post. Send me a photo and give it to somebody else, if that makes sense. Not that I wouldn't be, I would be grateful, I would, but I don't want to cause people extra work. So, okay, so let's go over number 1. So very masculine, black and grey and white, going very tonal with this one, and then pop of colour. Great way to use up your bright scraps, you know, the bits that are kind of generally the more boring bits, but yet fun. So that's, I love the way that it just shows off that one. So, show your birthdays on the 26th. Show. Oh, mine's the 27th, yeah. Okay, so that's the masculine. Wow, they're all masculine. What am I talking about? But that's the very grey one. This one, gone for a slightly different fold. So this was just a piece that I had left over from a class. Great way to use up your thin scraps. So we'll just cut 1 3/4 inch strips, and then just used, recycled and decorated. So you only need these slithers, you know, these tiny little pieces. I mean, I'm not going to hold on to these now. These are going to go in the bin. I'm not that bad. But, you know, if you're stuck, this is a great little technique, you know, just for decorating, and then just having a bit of a highlighted area with the, you know, a focal point, not a highlighted area, a focal point. And then you can also put in words afterwards. Great. Well, I love this one. Such a great way to use up your scraps. Just use strips. So just stick them on, cut it off. And then that one kind of echoing that one really, but bright, nice bright colours. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So rather than choosing a favourite, why don't you put them in order? So like 3, 2, 1, 4, I don't know, whatever. Do that instead. I won't ask you to pick your favourite. Oh, okay, Wendy. Yes, you came in a bit later. Oh, really, Janice? Oh, same birthday as your mother. Oh. Okay, let's have a look at the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 1. Oh, 2's Nancy's favourite. Oh, there's loads of April 27 birthdays. Oh. One, 4, 3, 2. 1, 4, 3, 2. And oh, Mazjenka likes the bright one. Actually, yes. Yeah, that makes sense, Mazjenka. She likes 1. That's it. 1, 3. Oh, 1, 3, 4. 2. So do some of the ones that you like 1 and 4, is it to do with more the size or the layouts? Can't decide. Oh, happy birthday, Mazdenka. Oh. Yeah, something nice about doing the square cards. But gosh, Kay, so your 6x9 cards must like that. Are they basically roughly half an A4 then? Like my ones that fit into, yeah. That one I've got to send that to my aunt. It was my aunt's birthday on the 3rd. And I only remembered the other day when I was speaking to my mum. I went, oh, when's Auntie Anne's birthday? And she went, it's gone. And I went, oh, oops. And then I was like, oh, I was sick anyway. I was in quarantine. I couldn't have posted anything. So, yes. Yeah, I know. I need to get to bed. What do I do about envelopes? I buy in these ones from eBay. These are just, I've decided to just buy brown ones now, so I don't have to worry about, oh, is it vanilla, is it white, is it pink, whatever, I don't know, just buy brown ones. So all the square cards get brown envelopes, so these are just 6x6 envelopes, and then that one will fit into a standard envelope, like that. And then that, I guess you could just fold that way and it will go in a standard envelope. Or that one is quite nice to put a belly band around it. This I would stick another panel here to do the writing on as well. Yeah, I like the craft ones. They've got a nice texture to them. They look nice and rustic and stylish. Like a little bit stylish. Not in the UK. No, not in the UK. It's to do with okay, so in the UK, this is how it works. We have letter size up to a maximum weight of 100 grams and maximum thickness of 5 millimeters. So as long as it fits, I always do this, you see, before I go to the post office. I'll check. See, that goes through. So that is a standard envelope size. So even like that size, that as long as that can go through. Yeah, see, that doesn't go through because it's too thick. It's got embellishments in it. So that would then go through that one there. That's a large letter, so I have to pay extra because that won't go through that one. It has to go through that one. But this one, it will go 353 by 250. Now, I think this actually measures 353. Yeah, so this actual wooden thing here, this actually measures, this is a measure itself, which is quite handy. Yeah, if anyone, I think I got this off eBay. If anyone's interested in getting one of these, just look up post template thing, I don't know. Fun idea and a telltale sign of a real crafter. What's that? Yeah, oh, what, craft paper, yeah. In Germany, they give you a maximum length and width. Yeah, we have a maximum length and width. Yeah, 240 by 165. And then large letter 353. And then in the UK, we have small parts. So if it doesn't fit into here, now this is where it gets really frustrating because say I want to send a, I don't know, a punch. See, that won't go through. That immediately turns into small packet rate. Now, small packet rate at second class is £3, and you've got up to 2 kilograms. But the moment it goes over 2 kilograms, it can sometimes jump up from £3 to like something ridiculous, like £13 or something. So it's always worth weighing it before you go and actually splitting parcels if needs be. So if your envelope is 6 by 6, what size is the card base? Oh, the card base is just a little bit smaller, basically. So I cut these out of our UK A4, and so I cut them at just under 15 centimetres by 15 centimetres, which works out at 5 and, oh, if I was being super strict, 5 and 13/16-ish. Actually, it's more like 23/32. So can you cut card base to 6 inches? No, not from an A4, Esther, because our A4 is not quite 12 inches, is it? Our A4 is just is less than 30 centimetres. So yeah, I rarely cut my bases to 6 inches. Anyway, the envelope is 6 inches, so it needs to be smaller than that. But anyway, it's just a smidge over 6 inches, the envelopes. Oh, the card base. No, the card bases. I never cut a card base to 6 inches because it doesn't fit on an A4 unless you're using 12 by 12 cardstock. Just under. I mean, if you want to do it in inches, I would cut the card base to 5 3/4, maybe. You cut yours to 6 inches. Well, don't you end up with a bit that's a bit smaller? You must end up with like a little lip then, because that's impossible. Because look, there's 6 inches there. Cindy says, I want to use my bar on my trimmer to give me a gauge. Oh, yes. Now, people used to do that. Put it through. Oh, on the old trimmers, they were closer to our measurements. You could put an envelope through, and that was the... Yeah, I have to cut a... Yeah, I get a weight... I get a slither at the side, Esther. That's not a slither, a strip at the side. Yeah, this is what these have come from, because I've cut these down. But yeah, these are useful though, because you can cut out shapes and things with these. Right, any other questions? Yeah, I flip between the two, to be honest, Martina. I think because I've grown up with both systems, I sometimes even use both in one card. There we go. Right, lovely to have all your company. Great to see you, and hopefully I'll be back soon. What did I say I was going to do? Easter bunting. Yes, and I'm wondering. I've got to start working on some kits for people who would normally come to my classes. But if anyone out there is interested, Esther's doing a little kit at the moment with some umbrella cutouts. I'm thinking of doing a kit with the tulips, but doing say 3 cards in a kit for like a tenner or something. So now because we can't stamp and send you stamped images, it's going to be mainly paper. Well, it's just going to be paper on card designs, and then you can stamp your own sentiments when you get them. So right. Lovely to see you. Thanks, Kay, Gina. Oh, you've from purging the crop. Well done, Nancy. Yeah, I bet you are. Oh, take care. Bye.